Members of Tunisia's secular party are quitting the country's coalition government over the Islamist party's handling of recent tension. There has been much anger in the country since outspoken government critic Khairi Abaza was killed earlier this week. Meanwhile, about 100 people gathered to protest in front of the Tunisian embassy in Rome today. Many protesters are blaming the government for Abaza's death. Demonstrators are also calling for the resignation of Tunisia's government and are accusing foreign Arab countries of pushing for religious dictatorship in the country. Khairi Abaza is a senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. He joins us now from Cairo. Khairi, talk to us about Abaza. Who was he and what did he do for the country?
Thank you, Jennifer, for hosting me. Abaza was more a symbol of the resistance to the regime of Ben Ali, the dictator that was removed 2 years ago. As he was leading, he was one of the leading members of the unions, so it is mainly the left. And after the Tunisian revolution, he represented also this independent spirit of many Tunisians. And his assassinations became a focal point for all the non-Islamists to try and rally and organize themselves as one voice. Unfortunately, we have seen quite violent reactions, but it's also to present unity of the non-Islamists.
Well, many people in Tunisia reacted quite strongly to the assassination of Khairi Abaza. Why is the country having this reaction?
The country is having this reaction because they believe that the Islamists who are in charge, I mean, they are not a majority. They have 40% of the Constituent Assembly, which acts as the parliament, but still the head of the government is, or the prime minister, is an Islamist, and they think that the Islamists are not tough enough with the extra-conservative or the Salafis who have been, attacking radio stations and TV stations and art exhibitions, and so they think they are too lenient with them so that they can go ahead and further a cultural Islamist agenda. So they have the fears and the concern, yes.
Well, the violent protests that have surrounded the country since his death, what does that say about the country, considering the fact that it is seen as a relatively peaceful transition to democracy?
It has been peaceful because its government was formed in a more inclusive way that included everybody. Nobody had a clear majority, yet they think that the Islamists are now trying to impose their will in the country. It's more or less what's happening in Egypt for different reasons. It's the non-Islamists who realize that the countries might slip in the hands of the Islamists and not include them and their vision for the country, and their voices is not heard enough because they are divided, or they were divided. So it takes one event, such as the constitution in Egypt or this assassination in Tunisia, for everybody to get together and to try to react in a very strong way so that the voices are heard. Because unfortunately also in many Western countries, the conception is that Arab countries are conservative, therefore if they are ruled by Islamists, stability will prevail. And this is a false assessment, and as we can see now in Tunisia and Egypt.
All right, Khairi Abaza, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your help in this today. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.